Interesting facts about the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is a sea in the Atlantic Ocean located in northern Europe. The Baltic Sea borders Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Germany. It includes the Gulf of Bothnia, the Gulf of Bothnia, the Gulf of Finland, the Gulf of Riga and the Gulf of Gdańsk. The Baltic Sea is connected by artificial waterways with the White Sea via the White Sea Channel and with the German North Sea Bay via the Kiel Channel. The Baltic Sea is about 1,600 kilometers, 990 miles, long and 193 kilometers, 120 miles, wide on average. The sea covers an area of 377,000 square kilometers, 146,000 square miles. The water volume of the Baltic Sea is about 21,700 cubic kilometers, 5,200 cubic miles. Maximum depth is 459 meters, 1,506 feet, and average depth is 55 meters, 180 feet, below sea level. The Baltic Sea has a coastline of about 8,000 kilometers, 5,000 miles. The salinity of the Baltic Sea is much lower than that of sea water, due to the abundance of fresh water from the surrounding land, combined with the shallow depth of the sea. Runoff contributes about 1/44 of its total volume each year. The Baltic Sea is an inland brackish sea, believed to be the largest brackish body of water in the world. Other possibilities include the Black Sea. It is known that since 1720 the Baltic Sea has completely frozen over a total of 20 times, the most recent case being an early one. On average, the Baltic Sea is frozen over about half of its area. It in winter. Ice peaks in February or March. Typical ice thickness in the northernmost regions of the Gulf of Bothnia, the northern basin of the Gulf of Bothnia, is about 70 centimeters, 28 in. For rapid ice, thickness decreases to the south. In late spring and summer, after the ice melts, the sea temperature rises rapidly. Around the Danish islands and in the southern Baltic near Kaliningrad, 10 or 11 degrees Celsius, 50 or 51.8 degrees Fahrenheit, in May becomes 17 to 18 degrees Celsius 62.5 to 64.5 degrees Fahrenheit, in August. South of Gotland, the temperature of 5 or 6 degrees Celsius, 41 or 42.8 degrees Fahrenheit, in May becomes about 16 degrees Celsius, 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit, in August. In the Gulf of Finland, the average temperature of just 1 degree Celsius, 33.8 degrees Fahrenheit, in May rises to 16 degrees Celsius, 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit, or so as it approaches St. Petersburg in August. The Baltic is a young sea, formed after the last glaciation when the ice receded about 10,000 years ago. The area of the Baltic Sea Basin is about 4 times the area of the sea. About 48% of the area is forested, with Sweden and Finland largely forested, particularly around the Gulf of Bothnia and Finland. The fauna of the Baltic Sea is a mixture of marine and freshwater species. Marine fish include cod, herring, flounder, halibut, spiny, and flounder, and examples of freshwater species include perch, pike, whitefish, and perch. Extremely endangered populations of white-faced dolphins and Atlantic harbor porpoises inhabit waters where porpoises have been observed, and occasionally offshore in oceans such as mink-tail whales, bottlenose dolphins, beluga whales, killer whales and beaked whales visit the waters. In recent years, very small, but at an increasing rate, fin whales and humpback whales are migrating in the Baltic Sea, including mothers and calves. Commercial fishing in the Baltic Sea has a long tradition in all surrounding countries. Today, the most important commercially caught fish species are cod and herring, with cod and herring accounting for about 85% of the total catch. In addition to fish, the sea provides amber, especially from its southern coasts within the present borders of Poland, Russia, and Lithuania. The first mentions of amber deposits on the southern coast of the Baltic Sea date back to the 12th century. A large part of shipbuilding is done in shipyards around the Baltic Sea. The largest shipyards are in Gdańsk, pictured below, Gdynia and Szczecin, Poland, Kiel, Germany, Karlskrona and Malmö, Sweden, Rauma, Turku, and Helsinki, Finland, Riga, Ventspils, and Liepāja, Latvia, Klaipėda, Lithuania, and Street. During the time of the Roman Empire, the Baltic Sea was known as Mare Suevicum or Mare Sarmaticum. In the early Middle Ages, Vikings of Scandinavia built their trading establishments throughout the Baltic. Then there were battles for control of the sea with the Wendish tribes living on the south coast. Because it connected so many different regions of Northern Europe, it was the economic center of the Hanseatic League, a late medieval economic union. In the 18th century, Russia and Prussia became the main maritime powers. World War I was partially fought in the Baltic Sea. During World War II, Germany regained all of the south and most of the east coast by occupying Poland and the Baltic states. Since the end of World War II, various countries, including the Soviet Union, Great Britain and the United States, have dumped chemical weapons into the Baltic Sea, raising concerns about environmental pollution. For the first time, all sources of pollution around the entire sea are covered in a single convention, signed in 1974 by 7 Baltic coastal states. The 1974 convention entered into force on May 3, 1980. Political changes and developments in marine and environmental law led to the signing of a new convention in 1992. Marine Environmental Protection of the Baltic Sea region, in 1992 signed the force on January 17, 2000.